it's special for me because I got to be Woodley's teacher back in middle school. So I'm just excited to hear from him and just really thankful that Woodley, like the rest of the students, just their boldness and courage to share.
All right, I'm going to cue that video up for you next.
Hi, my name is Willie Downard. I'm a junior at Kamaikan High School. I play football, basketball, and I run track. I was adopted from Haiti at age 7. I never really knew anything about the Christian faith, and it took me a really long time just to start to understand it. And even right now, I'm still trying to understand everything. Sports has always been a part of my life. It is something I have been and still am very passionate about, something I strive to get better at. Sports were something I was always interested in and wanted to learn more about. I was first introduced to FCA in middle school. This is where I first began to really learn what FCA was, in 8th grade when I was asked to be part of my first huddle at Bethlehem Lutheran. When I got to high school my freshman year, I wasn't a leader. I was a student who came and sat down and listened and was a part of FCA. It wasn't until track season when Mrs. Donis, the hurlers coach, approached me and asked me if I wanted to become an FCA leader. And yes, of course I said yes. But I didn't realize what that yes would mean to me and so many other people later on in the future. So thank you to Mrs. Donis for inviting me to become an FCA leader. I've been a leader in FCA for 2 years at Kamaikan, and it has changed so much for me on and off the field. During football this past season, I had made the decision to point to God every single time I scored a touchdown. And I was blessed and so thankful for all the times I was able to do so. My finger to the sky wasn't just a tribute to God, but also a tribute to my grandpa who had passed away just that last spring. Another choice I began to make was before every game, I would pull myself away from my team and I would pray. And I would thank God. I would thank him for the opportunity to play the game of football. Just like Yankee Johnson, who was a former college football player for the University of Tennessee, who had a career-ending injury, said that we are not God's gift to the game. God has gifted us to even play the game. And that's just not with football, but every sport and anything we do. FCA has helped me realize that I can show the love of God through sports. As I started to realize this, it helped me to know where I was headed and what I wanted to do. I was one step closer to my dream of changing the world. I've had this dream since 6th grade. And using football and FCA as the platform, I can finally do what God has called me to do. One of the best feelings in the world is after you have been finished giving a message, receiving a text or a snap afterwards of someone telling you that message is what they needed to hear today. Another great feeling is when you're in the middle of a speech and you can feel the silence in the room. And you see all eyes looking at you and you're focused and listening. Not just listening, but hearing what you have to say. And at that point, you know that God is present and is working around you. It's awesome when you walk around campus and people keep asking you, when's the next huddle? Or what are we doing next? Or like, what's happening next? Who's talking? And of course, is there pizza? Tell them that there's free pizza always gets them to come. Huddles, see you at the pole, and other FCA events are great to invite your friends. A friend of mine came up to me one day and he knew I was a Christian. He knew what I stood for. And he said, hey bro, I want to get off the streets. I want to build a better life for myself. So I invited him to see you at the pole. He showed up and he really liked it. He thought it was cool that people could be so real and show themselves out there like that without being afraid of being judged. God is at work on campus through FCA because when I walk around and hear people asking each other if they're coming to the next FCA huddle or when they are comfortable to come to me to talk about their own faith, I know that God is working every time. And I thank God for that every single time. Through all that, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day. In fact, I struggle with suicide, anger, stress, and so much more. I yell at my teammates. I try to fight anyone and everyone when I'm angry. To this day and age, there is no such thing as a perfect Christian. You will never find someone in FCA that will tell you that they are perfect. But what you will find is an FCA leader tell you that they strive to be like God every single day. The way FCA has helped me through these struggles is it gives me a family at school, somewhere I won't be judged for it. FCA gives each student that attends a place to be real and show who they truly are. To invest in FCA is to invest in those kids who have felt like they are worth anything less than what God says they are worth. I'm so thankful for the family I have at FCA. If it wasn't for the constant reminder at school every week that God loves me and has a plan for me, I don't know where I would be standing here tonight. I don't know where I would be. I am so thankful for everyone who has invested in FCA. Whether it's time or money, it's a huge help. All the support and prayers has helped FCA to happen in Tri-Cities, has helped so many students deal with all the issues they have been going through. So thank you for all of the investments you guys have made to FCA. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow. And Woodley, thank you. Thank you for your courage to share. Thank you for being open and transparent and vulnerable. So much of what you shared is what so many students, student athletes and students, so many people go through. And for us,